So I do calls with my 98-year-old grandma on video chat, and we started out with Zoom because I could just send her the link and she could join. But then we realized that it's really hard for her to hear, and so we didn't have really a good Zoom option for getting subtitles on our calls. So we realized Google Meet is an awesome solution for that. And I am going to walk you through how to create a Google Meet calendar invite, how to invite people to your Google Meet, how to control the privacy, and also how to get subtitles. So here we go. Without further ado, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're logged into your Gmail account, and then you want to go to calendar.google.com. It will automatically redirect you to your calendar where you can see all of your existing meetings and you can control which calendars you see. So for example, I put my tasks from my Gmail in my calendar, birthdays, and then my own calendar. So you can really control all of that stuff. And you can also change the colors of different events if you have like a themed event. So I have this call with Michelle, and it's every single week, and sometimes it doesn't happen. So you can give it a different color if you want, save it, you can do things like that. So it's really wonderful. And Grandma Mondays is every Monday when I call my grandma. So let's just say I'm going to call her at 11, and that I'm going to plan out 1 hour on the call. What you want to do so let's see, grandma call. All right, let's add Grandma Thala. All right, so here we go. You want to add Google Meet conferencing. And then during the call, you have a couple different options. So if you can just copy that link and send it over to people, then that can have 100 different people can join this call, and it's totally free. During COVID, Google is doing free Google Meet and like all the pro features for free. So if I am going into my Google Meet, I am the host. If other people are in this call, say grandma gets there before me, then it will say Thala is in the call. Now, the other thing you can do is say you're getting ready to join a work meeting and you are out and about on the town, which you shouldn't be, but you are. I've been there. Then you can mute yourself and you can turn your camera on and off before you actually enter the call. In this case, I'm in the office as I'm supposed to be. And so you just click join. So I'm in the call now, and if you're just getting Google Meet for the first time, you will probably see something on your screen, either in that last screen or this existing screen, that says allow your camera and your speaker. You click allow, it shouldn't be a problem. And if other people are on the call, it will split your screen in different parts. And you can turn on captions. So this is the big one with Grandma. As you can see, they are doing a decent job with the captions. I love this feature. I haven't been able to get it to work in Zoom, but I'm sure there is a way. This is by far the best way that I have found. So I'll turn off those captions and present my screen. So this is weird because I'm recording my screen as I am recording my screen and sharing my screen. But there you go. The people on the other side, when you're doing this, they will see everything on your screen. If you choose entire screen, then you will be sharing everything on your desktop, which I would recommend before you get on that call to turn off your notifications. Otherwise, if someone sends you a text and it goes here, everyone on the call will see it. If you don't want to turn off your notifications and you are going to do everything in one single tab, then you can just click share tab instead of share entire screen. When you're done presenting, you click stop presenting, and when you're done with the meeting, you can just exit out. One other thing that you'll probably want to know about is you can change the layout when multiple people are on the call. And you can also start a chat. So when I turn off my camera, my picture will look like this. When I mute myself, I will get this microphone off, and of course, this will show up, are you talking, your mic is off. Click the mic to turn it on so that you know if you are talking in a meeting and you are muted. The other thing is the chat. So if you type something here, then everyone else on the call can see your Google Meet chat. And so let's just go back to this actual calendar invite with Grandma Thala. So one thing that I like is that you can send this invite to people. So if you go to more options in the calendar invite, you can add a guest. So I could add my grandma right there and a bunch of different people. And you can also make it optional if you say, hey, I'd love for you to come to this meeting, but you don't have to. For example, I might add my parents to the call and make it optional because Grandma and I are going to have a good time regardless. Say you accidentally added someone and you want to take them out, you just click remove, and then you can also make it so that guests can modify the event. This is good if you have a staff and you want them to add to your meeting agenda. So what I'll do a lot of times, every meeting that I run from a work perspective should have a objective. There should be something that we achieve by the end of the meeting, or else why did we meet? So we will create an agenda, outcomes and goals of, do this, and then, you can, use the different bold, unbold, you can add documents. A lot of times I'll put a Google Doc with running meeting notes from the previous meeting there. And then you can, of course, add to do 1, to do 2, etc. And you have these controls here. The other thing you can do is insert a link and add attachments, as we said. And then you can add a notification. So say, for example, I want to get a notification 30 minutes before the meeting so that I can stop partying and go to my meeting. I would just have that and it would show up. Right now for me, it shows up on my Chrome notifications on the top right hand side of my computer. You can change your visibility based on, if you shared your calendar with other people. And then sometimes what I will do is, so if I go into this invite, you can see here the different items. Sometimes what I'll do is email my guests, and then of course you can duplicate the meeting. Other things you can do is decide if you want an all-day event or if you want to make it repeat. Say every year on July 6th, my friends and I are going to get together, or Grandma and I want a regular meet date at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Note that if the other person uses Google Calendar, the time will automatically change based on their time zone. And so I can have something in my time zone in New York, and then in Arizona, my grandma will get on her calendar the correct time. So she knows what time it is in her time zone. If the other person doesn't have Google Calendar and instead they use iCal or something, then the time zone may be, it may say 11 a.m. EST, and then what would that be? 8 a.m. California time. So it really depends on what calendar they use, but for the most part, it will either say both times, or if they use Google Calendar, it will automatically show for them. So again, the only other thing you should probably know about this is that if you want to record your meeting, what I do is I use a program called Camtasia. I don't know if they have recording in the same way that that Zoom does. And you can change the camera that you're using. Say you have a fancy thing like GIF camera I use, it's an AI camera that makes you look a little bit more polished. So I sometimes use that because it makes you look, it fixes your light. It's just completely AI. It's a little hack, and people have actually commented like, wow, did you get a new camera? I'm like, no, I just have GIF. I'll put the link on the bottom of this video, and then you can change the microphone if you have a different microphone. And I think that covers the meeting details. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that if you didn't send anyone else a calendar invite and you're just sending out this copied link to other people, they might have to, like say you just sent this to a random person on, say, Facebook. So one thing you have to do is make sure that your GIF is open in the background if you're using it there. So what you will have to do is you might admit them, and so it will say in the top center of your screen, so and so wants to join your call, do you want to admit them or not? So if they say yes, then, or if you say yes, then they will be able to come into the call. If you say no, then they won't be able to get into the call. So I think that's everything about Google Meet. If you have any questions, throw them down in the comments and we will I will answer them. All right, cool. Have a great day. I hope that was helpful, and enjoy talking to your colleagues and your loved ones.